my cookies, sweet like lollipops. Fresh in the morning, welcome to my candy shop. Milk latte flavors on your lips. Sweet combination, going on a bubble tea trip. Going on a bubble tea trip. Sugary no pecan mix. My 心の準備がない。そっと君の手を握りしめていたい。アイスクリームがとろけるほど My eyes, your eyes はみ合いたい。好きなんでしょ岩のように Floating on the clouds また雨 Ice flooded my head spinning round and round ミルクラテ Flavors on your lips 吸い込まれる Going on a bubble tea trip Fly away Sweet honey Can I stay with you いつまでも Fly away Sweet honey Can I stay Let my head spinning round and round Going on a bubble tea trip Sugary no pecan mix My 心の準備がないそっと君の手を握りしめていたいアイスクリームがとろけるほど My eyes, your eyes はみ合いたい好きなんでしょ岩のように Floating on the clouds また雨 Ice flooded my head spinning round and round ミルクラテ Flavors on your lips 吸い込まれる Going on a bubble tea trip Fly away Sweet honey Can I stay with you いつまでも Fly away Sweet honey Can I stay Let my head spin round and round Going on a bubble tea trip
Good afternoon. Sorry about that. Good afternoon. This is Fringe broadcasting live out of the PA on today, October 19th, 2024. We got lots to talk about. First, we're going to focus on BBC Science Focus regarding the article on lab-grown beef. And a lot of you should definitely hear this. Let me get it up first. They state that lab-grown meat may be better for livestock, but not necessarily for the environment. They mentioned something in Cardiff, and UK Research and Innovation, the government body that directs the country's specific research funding, launched a National Alternative Protein Innovation Center. And we're moving onwards. Mentioned a University of California study, Davis which has yet to be peer-reviewed, that the carbon footprint of lab-grown beef could in fact be greater than farm-grown meat. And Dr. John Lynch from the University of Oxford confirms such. Say the industry is too young and it will need to scale up. Particularly at this point, lab-grown meat is pretty dangerous and could cause environmental problems later on, particularly with the degradation part of it, since a lot of food is getting thrown away in any case, whether it's lab grown or not. And moving on. We discussed earlier, at least in previous episodes, about artificial intelligence, the 0-1 model, and we'll discuss about hallucinations on Fringe, Not Me, on the web. You can always find us there. And on TikTok, X, Mastodon, Kick, Trello, and Instagram. And we're doing Booktacular on TikTok. So if you send us any gifts here and now, that'd be great. We're still going to be doing our thing on weekends and possibly weekdays. So far on weekdays, we're streaming on Twitch. From our Xbox, since it's easier. We tried to stream to other platforms from that, but it didn't allow us. And we're going to do a Halloween episode, whether in whole or in part. Maybe pre-recorded and divided. It's going to do something with the National Geographic kit, but we won't spill that here. And we're doing comic books and cooking section. Possibly in November, I think. The week before Thanksgiving. So we put a little date. Won't spoil the comic, but if you want to take a guess, it's actually a comic that we reviewed. You drop it in the comic box, that would be great. And moving onwards to one second. And New Scientist brings out an article about 1.5 degrees will bring irreversible harm. I mentioned deaths are not reversible. And the second issue, there's no guarantee warming will halt even if we stop adding CO2 to the atmosphere. achieve so-called net zero emissions. Again, this is partially from government and other things as well. Politics, economics, and they talk about Tesla's cybercab as a whole promise of robotaxi future. Again, it's still a good idea. Some paper. Policy for the future. Without endangering a lot of people. We will see. So, we will play Stanley Parable Deluxe, and they got Next Fest on Steam. We actually played this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. It's roguelike. It's actually pretty decent. We can read that up after we play a little bit of Stanley Parable. So, just hold on a second. Thanks again for joining us. Again, you always join us at Fringe.me on the web, and Fringe on X, TikTok, Mastodon, Trovo, Kick, and Instagram. Hold on 1 second. We're going to boot up the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Because I wanted to put him down basically, right? And we put was that.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Stanley, come over here.
in the vent. I want to show... Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're... No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving. Stanley, come over here. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he... Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran. Stanley, come over here. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why... Psst! Stanley! Come over here! Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors... Stanley, come over here. Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. "2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless, to see you made humble. This is not a challenge, it's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after. Psst! Stanley! Come over here! Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through pages. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death. As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
We're signing off for this game. See the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game can boot up.
My sons, can you hear me?
Father, is that you? Where are you? What are we waiting for? Let's go! Played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with their fate. It's supposed to be a roguelike. I tried Michelangelo and Donatello's. Oh, sorry about that. Leonardo so far. We'll see how it goes with some of the other characters.
Time to try something new. Outside of this portal insanity,
We found this crazy shop where we can get all kinds of cool stuff to help get Father back.
Crazy's right. You should see the crackpot running that place, April. Calls himself the chairman. Dude's like Fright Night with a stinking feather pen.
He's creepy, all right. But Mikey's not kidding about the items he's selling. Definitely things we could use to our advantage.
Yeah, if you don't mind doing all your shopping in a haunted junkyard.
Well, it's not like the four of us can just go to the mall and browse for enhancements, Raph.
Maybe not us, but April could.
sorry, Raph. I'm more of an online shopper these days.
Up, then Freaky Feather Guy it is.
Back already?
Negative. Forget us,
Tell your oversized, all I found.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Leatherhead has Slash, April. And even if he didn't,
That's not all. I let Angel...
Jones knows how to take care of himself. He'll be all.
Just... please stay...
are you there, Sensei?
Yes, I am here, my son.
Father, respectfully, I want to apologize to you. If it wasn't for me falling for Shredder's ambush, maybe all this wouldn't...
Please, Leonardo, say no more. Your apology is unnecessary, as I told you before. You are not the only one Orokusaki caught unawares this day.
But if I'd been able to stop him on the rooftops, or even delayed him a little bit, we might not have lost you.
And yet, it was not only the Shredder you faced. You were one against many, Leonardo. And despite such treacherous odds, you were able to battle many foes by yourself, and still return home in order to lead your brothers in the mission to recover me.
But how do I lead them, Father? I'm trying, but I couldn't even get us past Leatherhead. And he's nowhere near the warrior Shredder is. It's just... I've always had you to guide me before.
Remember all I have taught you, Leonardo. The words and the training, and you will never lack my guidance. My faith in your ability to lead this family in my place knows no bounds. You have prepared all your...
I hope so, Father.
I know.
Only thing bit.
Gotta get back to the lair and regroup.
Yo, back for the...
I need to get back.
Yeah, just don't call me your sidekick.
What can I say? I take multitasking to a whole new level.
And Raph takes the lead.
Lead from the front.
What? I don't know about all this magic mumbo-jumbo. Ninjas!
It's a dirty job.
Portation tech myself. Taking my technique to it, countering it.
Those foot goons think they put the hurt on us. They're about to find out what hurt really means. The longer this room stays empty, the more I want to get out there and stomp some foot freaks. Finally, let's go! Better to burn out than to fade away. If Shredder bought these bouncers from Stockman, you better hope he kept the stinking receipt. Out of here! This'll do. Stop running! Turtle's going a foot like a fist to the face. Gonna make the most of it. Looks like this veteran mouser needs a vet. It ain't exactly Rupert's, but it'll do. Are these tunnel diggers gone haywire? Next time, faster. Thunderstruck! What am I, some kind of Pied Piper? Love it! We don't stop. Another one! Hey, this chairman guy wants scrap. Who am I to argue? When will you foot creep learn? Slime ones are the worst. Oh, yeah. Who's next? Guess we gotta go see this guy.
Come one, come all.
Better have something good this time. Better not be any scrap in this pizza. Gotta take advantage of it while it lasts. Dragon coin for the win.
Best wishes on your trial.
Yo,
Am I?
hang it?
I know you.
Yeah. One second you're busting a bunch of wimps' heads, next second you're back in the crib. Must be Thursday.
Ninjas rule!
Might makes right.
The legend of a turtle... What?
Lead from the front. I think the best plan is to get out there and do our best to work together. We will find Father. I hope I've got what it takes to make Master Splinter proud. Astral power should help. in these sewers long enough. Foul creatures! Nothing like some good scrap. Let's get this over with. What does the chairman do with all this anyways? Another rat?
Simple Mouse allies deployed.
Nice work, Metalhead. Nice try. This won't last forever. You guys do a number on my katanas. Crazy thing. Improvement! Let's see what the chairman has in store.
Come one, come all.
Just a short stop. Hits the spot. Until we meet again.
Don't worry about... Let's... can't stand him, sir?
That's because he believes he is a monster, Raphael. He is a tortured soul, one that is easily manipulated.
Slash! Let's get you out of there. What? Are those train ties? Oh, this is gonna take a while. What the? Leatherhead's gone!
Slash, but...
How did you end up
I came looking for you, but I've been busy roaming and...
Damn.
I suspect, and I came to... But unfortunately,
I wouldn't... The foot jumped...
Oh no. Master Split...
Hey, we're working on whatever. And what the heck?
Don't waste too much...
Maybe Shredder's...
I don't know.
Will you... You're giving me a...
Raph's...
That's the...
I hope so, big guy. I'm getting worried we might not be able to handle it without him.
We gotta get moving. Thanks for all the intel, Slash. It helps a lot. And watch your back down here. You heard Leatherhead. He's not finished yet.
Dudes, where...
Last time I saw the dog's... Ugh.
Looks like Slash...
Good, let him...
Yeah. Huh?
You'll see. I will use this later. Looks like the bully brigade.
Monsters incoming.
Thanks, April. Lightning! Boom! Downhill from here, right? Nice. Let's put this scrap to good use.
Whoa! This is different.
Goodness. The chairman is full of surprises.
Bros, is that a giant squid? Or maybe even a mythological sea kraken?
No! Ah! And look who else is here! One of those punk frogs dudes!
Yeah, it's Genghis. What in the world is he doing here?
Man, I can't stand those chumps. Never know whose side they're on.
Pretty sure the only side they care about is the one that lets them create the most anarchy, Raph.
Well, if they want Antarctica so bad, why don't they just move someplace where it snows all the time?
Yeah, never mind.
Sorry about that. Nice. Was getting hungry. Father can help us with this.
What are you meatheads looking at, huh?
I don't know. A slimy little punk?
Yeah, nothing like the pot calling the kettle black.
More like the mutant reptile calling the mutant amphibian green.
Huh?
Leave the terrible jokes to Mikey, Don.
Hey!
Why are you here, Genghis?
What? Can a guy do a little shopping, huh?
You don't exactly strike me as the shopping type.
Yeah, more like the breaking and entering type.
Not today, Turtle. Don't gotta break in when you're being invited.
Invited? By who?
Well, me, of course. I told you my humble shop is host to a rich variety of clientele, did I not?
Only thing rich is you believe in this two-bit tadpole's not here for a 5-finger discount.
4 fingers, Raph.
Not everything's about math, Einstein.
No, but commerce certainly is. Mr. Genghis is here to spend his hard-earned money on my goods. No different than the 4 of you.
Money? I thought we were supposed to pay you in scrap, Chairman.
Yes, well, it's as they say. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Please do come again.
Catch him off guard. Bring on the light.
Hey,
Yeah, this...
Maybe that...
Maybe it's not a...
You think the Foot's hiding Sensei on that old tub, Leo?
Could be. Especially with the Foot's... Looks like stormy seas. Let's go investigate.
Batten down the hatches, boys!
Chill, Mikey. This isn't the time to be goofing around.
No! This is the time for you to be decimated!
Karai?
Stand down, Karai.
As the Shredder, you of all people.
My Shredder got his...
Your aqueducts in these waters are now under the foot... The Foot Clan will rule over all! Your efforts are useless!
Welcome back, gentlemen. Hope the mission is faring well.
Could be worse, I suppose.
We'll find Splinter, Leo. I promise.
Yeah. Thanks, April.
Moving on, though. I got tired of the mess around here and decided to toss some of your stuff in an old chest by the dojo. If you need anything before heading out, that'll be the place to find it.
Aw, thanks, April. Mighty kind of you.
Don't get used to it. I got a lot better things to do with my time than to clean up after you guys. Here's hoping you take the overly obvious hint.
Greetings, mutants. I come in peace, and mean you no harm.
Did you guys hear that? Or am I going crazy?
Definitely heard that.
Me too.
Now we got voices in our heads? What the crud's next? Yes, no sense fighting it at this point. What can we do for you, oh great voice from out of nowhere?
I ask nothing of you. I simply wish to extend you an opportunity. I see that you are enduring a trial of considerable measure, and I can offer you blessings inside this trial that will benefit you.
How exactly?
I see that your father has managed to channel dragon coins to your benefit. I can perform a similar feat with dreamer coins.
We don't have any of those. Wait, do we, fellas?
Oh, but you will, in fact. Allow me to give you some now. You've surely earned them.
Okay. Now what do we do?
I have imbued my spirit into the tapestry near your father's shrine. Simply bring the coins to me there, and I will offer my blessings.
You sure this ain't a trick?
No trick. The coins will not come to you easily. You will have to earn them. But once you have, I will happily channel them to your assistance.
Why are you helping us?
Your foe is powerful. More powerful than you can possibly imagine. I only wish to balance the scales. It is my nature.
Hello? Hello? Did she just hang up? It totally sounded like she hung up.
Well, I say we cash in some coins.
Seems like you guys have been running into a...
More like costing old Baxty.
Well, you didn't get it from me, but a birdie brought this by in case it could be helpful.
Nothing quite like having friends in high places.
What can I say? You guys are lucky to have me around.
Man, it was so great to see the big guy again.
Yeah, and save him from scales for brains, too.
Slash will definitely be a critical asset to have on our side moving forward.
I agree, but he's still gotta be careful. And so do we. We might have taken down Leatherhead this time, but it sure didn't sound like he planned to stay down.
Why would he, Don? Dude's a glutton for punishment. He gets up again, we'll just give him more of what he wants.
How may I be of assistance, Donatello? The Foot seems to be employing a large amount of stock gen tech. Hack into this, search for a client list, purchase records, serial numbers, anything that could give us insight into who's really involved. Command acknowledged.
Stockgen? Why in the world would Baxter Stockman want to get caught up in Foot Clan business? Especially now that he's mayor.
Money for all we know. Or power. I mean, that's his regular MO, at least. Regardless, let's see what we can learn. Could be more going on here than we first thought.
No retreat, no surrender.
Father, I don't know.
Young one.
The others are so strong, brave, and I'm the way Karai was.
My son.
But what if I can't?
You can. And you will.
Okay, Father.
Yes, Michael, and
I really miss you.
I miss you too, my precious.
We've done this before. Let's do it again. A little zing on top. This is what we train for. Gotcha. What does the chairman do with all this anyways? Crazed thing. Feral rat, take him out. Zap attacks. Time to fight some foot. See ya. Aw, man, more rats? Rat juice, gross! Strike! At least we won't have to do that again. It's not forever, but it'll help. You guys do a number on my katanas. Nice try. Dreamer coins. Nice. Lightning bolt. You've survived in these sewers long enough. Let's see what the chairman has in store.
Ah, welcome.
Hey!
Chill up.
Yeah, but that's my point.
Chill, Raph.
Indeed.
Guys?
Oh, I have...
Yeah?
A convenient... you could...
He's stealing...
Oh, but...
Change.
He said...
New merchandise and fresh fare.
Just a short stop.
Please do come again.
This is Bird Fiction. We are closing this segment with time being. It's 4 o'clock. You can go store to Fiction on me on the web and Fiction on Extra, TikTok, Mastodon, and Instagram as well, and Fiction Magazine on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook and YouTube. Again, we apologize for not practicing as much as we used to. Volunteering and put a field bike ride. Again, I've been there before. It's pretty cool. But now, joining us. We will see you tomorrow, hopefully, around the same time, same that channel.